During the 2025 Swimming World Championships, Chinese swimmer Yu Zidi, then just 12 years old, made history when she became the youngest world's finalist in swimming history. She made the final in not just one, but 3 different events and finished in 4th in all of them, coming as close as 6/100ths of a second from an individual medal. In the time after those championships, Yu has now turned 13, and apparently also got even faster, because during her first event of the Chinese National Games, she set a new Chinese and Asian record in the 200 IM. During the 2025 World Championships, Yu knocked her best time in the 200 IM from a 2:10.63 down to a 2:09.21. That 2:09 was a swim that nearly earned her an individual bronze medal, as she was just 6/100ths behind Canadian Mary Sophie Harvey. Now, for most swimmers, the long course World Championships would be their absolute peak for a long course season. After that, they probably take some kind of break and then either spend some time swimming short course over the winter or knocking out a big block of training before the next summer season starts. But this year, Chinese athletes were also looking ahead to the Chinese National Games. These games are a massive multi-sport event held every 4 years after the Olympic year, and these end up being a pretty big event and one that a lot of Chinese swimmers would want to try and swim fast at. You can imagine that if the United States had a mini Olympics every 4 years, a lot of American swimmers would use it as a chance to swim lights out on a home stage. This means that unlike other swim meets that you might see in early November, there was a lot of potential for some of these swimmers to take this meet very seriously. And for a young swimmer like Yu Zidi, a big personal best is almost always on the table. At the start of the race, it wasn't Yu Zidi with the lead, but instead Yu Yiting. The last time these two had gone head-to-head on home soil was during the Chinese National Championships, where Yu Yiting got the win, but then during the Worlds, Yu Zidi had the faster swims. At the half, Yu Yiting still held the lead as her and Yu Zidi had significantly broken away from the rest of the field. During the breaststroke leg, Yu Zidi slowly started to run down Yu Yiting and actually grabbed a lead of 15/100ths at the final turn. From there, Yu Zidi dropped the hammer over the final 50 meters, something that she did so many times in Singapore over the summer. She pulled away from Yu Yiting and started pushing towards the Asian record line. Yu Zidi surged to the wall in a blistering time of 2:07.41, a new Chinese and Asian continental record that absolutely smashes her old best time of 2:09.21 by almost 2 full seconds. That swim also breaks the Chinese and Asian records of 2:07.57, now formerly held by Ye Shiwen. She set that record during the 2012 London Olympics and in the process won Olympic gold and set a new Olympic record. What's really funny is that Yu Zidi was born in 2012, but after the London Olympics, so she is actually younger than the records that she just broke. Not only does this swim represent a huge improvement for Yu, it also now breaks her into the top 10 performers of all time in the 200 IM. Now she sits as the 9th fastest performer of all time and is just 1.71 seconds away from the world record held by Summer McIntosh. If you had gone that time during the World Championships, she would have ended up finishing in 2nd place. Looking at the splits between Yu's old best time and this most recent swim, we can see that she takes this race out slightly slower and then is faster on the next 350 splits after that. By far the biggest difference was on the breaststroke leg, where she made up over a second on her old best time. And if we compare these splits to those of Ye Shiwen, we can see that Yu ends up attacking the start of the race way more, making the biggest difference on the butterfly leg while also being faster on the backstroke and breaststroke legs. Then, as you can see, Ye Shiwen had a ridiculous closing split of 29:32. For context, Summer McIntosh closed in a 29:95 in her world record swim. That split almost chased Yu down, but she is a strong enough closer to hold off that time. The fact that Yu Zidi has dropped nearly 2 seconds in this event just a handful of months after making such great strides already at the World Championships is insane. It has me very excited for what she can do in her other events at these championships. Yu's other main events are the 200 butterfly and the 400 IM, and getting things started with such a bang in the 200 IM is hopefully a good confidence builder for her going into the rest of these swims. But one thing is certain, you are definitely going to want to keep an eye on Yu Zidi if you weren't already. What did you think about this ridiculous 200 IM swim? I thought she was going to be fast at this meet, but not 2:07 fast. What are your predictions for the rest of her meet? Let me know down below.